Hey everyone, welcome back to Change Your Perspective, Change Your Awareness, Change Your Life. Dr. Megalina AF here, and we are going to talk about adversity. This is hugely important because everybody goes through adversity. Now, I was talking to my mom one time and she was like, not everybody has trauma. And I was like, I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like everybody does have trauma. But more than that, trauma is what we internalize from whatever adversity we've gone through, right? So if everybody has adversity, you're not going to get out of this life without trials and tribulations. It's going to happen. You're going to have adverse things come against you. It just is what it is. You're going to have misfortune. You're going to have unfortunate circumstances. Like, that is life. That is going to happen. You're not going to get away from it. This is where my mom and I kind of differed. And, I'm offering both perspectives because I think they're both important. Everybody has adversity. Everybody perhaps need not have trauma. Now, most of us do have trauma because we didn't get effective coping mechanisms to deal with adversity. And a lot of times we have trauma because we don't even realize we're going through something adverse, right? Like, as an example, when I was a child, I was 5 years old getting locked in the kitchen by my grandmother. And I didn't realize that was adversity for a 5-year-old. It was. It took me going to therapy when I was 30 to realize, that is in fact adversity for a 5-year-old. The trauma that came from that was a sort of belief that what's wrong with me, right? And so adversity is something that is guaranteed to happen in life. It is guaranteed to happen in life. And so I like talking about adversity because it is something that everybody experiences and not everybody overcomes. And I want to help people overcome it. I want to help people transform in the process of overcoming it. But more than that, people need to overcome their adversity. You can't overcome adversity until you figure out what your adversity is, what adverse things you've gone through that you've probably normalized or even trivialized. And so if you have not ever looked back at your life and been like, maybe that wasn't the most normal of circumstances, you probably need someone to help you reflect on that. Because I see this all the time where I'm like, all right, well, tell me about your childhood. Tell me about anything. People are telling me and I was like, do you realize you were your own caretaker there? Do you realize that the things that you needed weren't provided for you there? Or, do you realize that? And they're like, oh, yeah, I guess not. I didn't actually think about it that way. Of course you didn't, because you were 3 and you were 5. Obviously you didn't think about that. But adversity is this thing that people like to, symbolize by storms or, sorry, my fam chat's popping off here, guys. People like to symbolize with storms, or they like to symbolize with rain, or they like to symbolize with some kind of gloomy, dismal, dull thing happening, right? Adversity is really anything, and this is, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this and just wait, don't judge yet. I'm going to say adversity is anything that you don't want to happen, right? Now, that's not entirely true because a lot of times we have expectations that we cling on to and we expect something to happen. It's there was no basis for that to be the expectation. Why? But a lot of times adverse things are the things that we don't want to happen. And sometimes it's adversity that we bring on ourselves. Sometimes it's things that you can't control other people's reactions to you or to a situation. And adversity comes from that. So a breakup could be adversity for you, right? I've gone through that where it was my first open-hearted, unconditional love relationship, and we broke up, and I wasn't expecting that to happen, and it gutted me. It absolutely gutted me. That's adversity. You have to overcome that. That's something you have to overcome and work through, or you will be overcome by it, right? If you are thinking of adversity as any kind of situation you didn't want to happen, or any kind of unfortunate circumstance, which that's what adversity is by definition, you've got a lot of that in your life. And I'm sure that there's some of it you have not yet overcome. So we're going to work on overcoming adversity. We're going to talk about overcoming adversity, what it looks like, what it feels like. I have a course that I'm making, and I actually changed the name of my Vimeo, but it's going to be www.acornstooaks.vhx.tv. I went back to that as a kind of a overall system. Acorns to Oaks is like something that's always resonated with me. So acorns to oaks, because a lot of people are acorns and they're in the process of becoming oaks, and there's a lot of adversity in that transition process. You know, a lot of things you don't want, darkness, a lot of things you don't want, burying, a lot of things you don't want, breaking open, becoming a new thing, leaving the old thing, leaving the shallow life. And so, yes, if you are here for that, hang out. We're going to talk about adversity in a lot of ways this upcoming week. And also, like I said, I have a course that I'm making on it because it's just too big. It's too big. Adversity is too big. It's too universal, and we all have it. So if that sounds like it's going to be of interest to you, hang out here, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, tell your friends, grow the channel. We will definitely be talking more about adversity as we go through, and look forward to bringing that to you. See you guys later.